Hey everybody, Captain JGB84, and with me,
It's Krooner 500.
and we're two. Come and defend it. And we're two grown-ass men talking about Cinderella. No, we both liked Cinderella. I thought it was good. It was for those who don't know, Cinderella, the classic Disney film, I think dates back to like the 50s, I believe.
Yeah, the first one was the original animated Disney featurette was made. I believe it was like 1950, 1951.
Let's see here. Let's just get the Wikipedia. 1950, dead on, February 50.
So
oh wow, that's
65 years ago. Well,
yeah,
almost 65.
Almost
years
65
ago.
years. 65 years ago, like February 14th. As for the film version, it unlike other those live action Disney adaptations like Alice in Wonderland, Snow White and the Huntsman, Oz the Great and Powerful. Well, I don't know if that one really counts, but the point being, unlike say other ones, this one actually stays to the point. It actually honors the source material.
It's a true adaptation. So if you want to adapt a book, a movie, a video game or TV show, you should be taking notes when watching this because they pretty much take everything from the source material and also
they changed a few things here and there. I think
the style.
The style and
the origin story so much. Well, I don't know if the cartoon talked about
Well, no, that's the thing. Well, in the actual Cinderella book, the original book, it was a lot different. But in regards to the original film, it stays fairly true to it. But what I was saying is they take a few changes, particularly I think towards the end with Kate Blanchett's character, like that was a bit. I was just like really? Yeah. There was one bit with Kate Blanchett's character like at the end of towards the end of the film where I'm just like what that's a little head scratching.
Oh yeah, and then also in the film she was trying to scheme her way into still trying to get her stepbrothers to marry up in the class.
Yeah, but as for the film, okay, for those who don't know Cinderella, so Cinderella is about a girl named Ella. I think her two evil stepsisters call her Cinderella because
she has ash on her face.
Because she was covered in soot, yeah.
Because she's a dirty peasant girl.
And what it is, she was living with her parents, and then her mother died, and then she was living with her father. Then her father married Kate Blanchett's Lady Tremaine,
AKA the wicked stepmother.
And I will say this: Kate Blanchett is just a total biatch in this film. But I thought it was a great performance. What do you think?
She was a really mean lady. Kate Blanchett she can play villains really well.
I mean, I've seen I know Kate Blanchett from a lot of films. Lord of the Rings. What's that one with that one Woody Allen film? What was it called? Blue Jasmine. That was it. And How to Train Your Dragon 2. I've seen her. What was that movie you're saying she played? Oh yeah, Hannah.
Yeah, came in 2011.
Yeah, the one
she
with
plays.
Saoirse Ronan.
Well, I guess I don't know. I think it's rumored that she's like the mother of the main protagonist Hannah, but she plays this evil CIA director. Yeah. It's kind of like Jason Bourne, but with a teenager.
Yeah, Hannah. She was in that. She played a villain in that.
She played a good villain, and she was pulling a fairly good American accent.
In this one though, whoa, she is just like
she's a mean mom.
She is mean, but it's a fantastic performance from Kate Blanchett, really.
But anyway, we should get back onto the focus. Cinderella.
So, anyways, so Cinderella, her father dies, and her father was married to Lady Tremaine, and has the two stepdaughters, and then so after her father dies, and one thing I thought this was really just done well. Cinderella is unbelievably selfless in this film. She's willing just to give up everything for the sake of others.
She's like Mother Teresa.
She's like, Mother Teresa. It's not to the point where it's she could be Jesus, really, but it's to the point where it's just
she's really kind.
She's really kind. It's from her mother's advice. What was the line? Just have courage.
Show courage.
Show courage and be kind. Yeah, which I thought was a really nice message.
No, it wasn't show. It was have courage and be kind.
Have courage.
Something like that. It was kind of reminding me of have courage, Mary. Have courage for our friends.
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice message it's an underlying message of the film, which I just thought was very nice. I will say this though, and from there, basically, Lady Tremaine just sort of subtly makes it so that Cinderella will just be their servant for them, Cinderella's giving up her room, and then Lady Tremaine's like, you can sleep in the attic. and Cinderella's just like, okay, anything for you.
They kind of take advantage of Cinderella.
They take advantage of Cinderella.
As it kind of sets up in the film, like.
Yeah, that's kind of how the whole story of Cinderella goes, and from then on, it's pretty much a faithful adaptation. Apart from the odd scene here and there, it's pretty much almost note for note, just in live action. I mean, yeah, there's obviously different changes, like it's like, you know, in the original animated film, she had all her little animal friends that also talked. In this, she has animal friends, but
they don't talk.
They don't talk.
It's a little bit more realistic.
They talk. It's a little more realistic, which I thought that was a great choice, because that would have been just so easy to do, and just, I don't know, it would have brought it down a few points. But I'm just kind of glad they didn't do that. And you know, they give them the rats some personality, and it works for the most part.
They're not rats; they're mice.
Fine, the mice. They try to give them.
There's a difference.
They try to give them some personality, and for the most part, it kind of works. What else?
I know the actress who plays Cinderella.
Lily James.
Yeah, Lily James. I know
she
her. I know her from Downton Abbey because she plays Lady Rose, and she is also a very charming lady on the show. If you're caught up after season 3, so I really like the casting a lot.
Yeah. Also, who really steals the show is Helena Bonham Carter as the fairy godmother.
Yep.
She steals the show. She's only in it for like, I think she narrates the entire movie. It doesn't really say narrated by, but she sort of narrates the entire film, but she only really appears for like 2 scenes. But I can tell you, she steals the show. She's like not necessarily sassy, just sort of like not what you'd expect.
She isn't like very fairy godmother much with her personality, but she is a fairy godmother. But the other person I do have to mention is Richard Madden, who the King of the North. It's happy to see him again on the screen.
Prince Charming.
On the screen, there's no beard. He isn't wearing any furs. No one is murdering him. He's finally ruling a peaceful kingdom. If he would have played along in Game of Thrones.
There was a good interview with Lily James and Richard Madden. They were talking about why it's so easy for British actors to get in these Disney films a lot of the time. I forget what it was he said, but like, pretty much, you could take the entire cast of Downton Abbey and the entire cast of Game of Thrones. There you go. There's your Disney live action movies for a while. But yeah, it adds a bit to it. It sort of dives in a little more deeper into Cinderella's origins by quite a lot, actually. And you know, it's basically just the rest of the story, really. They change a few things towards the end. You know, I was saying earlier with Cate Blanchett's character, one of which I was kind of just like, that's a little head scratching, and was that really needed? But whatever.
Oh yeah, well, because they kind of add this like dynamic. I guess it's more realistic because it's like, Cinderella's timeline would be like in the Enlightenment era, and since it's still a kingdom, it's kind of like these like arranged marriages. Mm-hmm. So you have these like little like plot schemings in the background. Mm-hmm. Which is it's more realistic to the time. Which is,
I suppose
I like it because it makes.
I suppose it's just I don't know. I think
it's not very fairy tale-ish.
I just think to the original film, it just seems a bit more like, I guess, a bit too modern, if you know what I mean. I don't know.
Too realistic.
A little too realistic in a sense, because you know it very much has like a magical feel to it. It feels like a fantasy film, like first and foremost, which I thought was great. But, you know, just like one little thing, I was like, whatever. But everything else just looks great. Visually, the visual effects look great. Set design is just incredible. And the costume designs, woof, they're just amazing. I will say, though, I think it maybe adapts it a little too well, if you know what I mean. Because some bits feel a little bit too cartoony at times, particularly with the stepsisters. But it gets the point across, but it's just, you know, little things here and there. And some things are a little, like, too color-coded at times. Like, you know, but when the big ballroom dance scene is just like, ooh, it's just like, oh, that's really bright. A lot of bright colors and everything. Yeah. I will say, Cinderella's dresses just look like the main blue dress she wears. That just looks, like, incredible. That just looks incredible, and the glass slippers also look really nice.
Yeah, I thought it looked a little bit too CGI, but because there was a lot of reflection.
I didn't really get a good look at them. I mean, it might have been glass slippers and then just added a bunch of reflections in post production, but
or they just used like a green like shoe, and then like CGI'd it to make it look like, you know, super cool glass stuff.
The only thing is, not many gripes. I mean, it felt long a bit at times. But it's only about 2 hours long. But maybe that was just it for me. It kind of felt a little long, and the whole like very sort of whimsical attitude and sort of style to it is not going to appeal to everyone. But for what it is of these live action Disney adaptations, I think is the best one, and I think this is my favorite film of the year so far. So sweet. What else do I have to say? Trying to think, there was something. Oh yeah, so we saw this. There were a bunch of kids in the theater, and I remember. I forget what the scene was. There's a little kid in the front. I think he was like crying or something. I think
it was just she.
It was a little girl. Yeah, sorry. Little girl yelled out "Why" just before Cinderella was yelling out "Why," and everyone in the audience laughed. I was like, I'm like that. Wow. I'm like, that's never gonna happen again. But yeah, it's good for kids. It's good for children such as us. But yeah, so it gets an 8 from me.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's like Downton Abbey, but without the.
It's Game of Thrones without the.
Yeah, I don't know. I was saying on the walk back, it's like Game of Thrones, but without the violence and gore, and also political conspiracy theories.
And it's Downton Abbey without the politics.
Yeah.
Well, there are some politics.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
it's a good adaptation.
It's a good adaptation, and I can't wait for Jon Favreau's Jungle Book, which comes out next year. That looks exciting. But oh yeah, and I will do a secondary review, the little short that came before this film, Frozen Fever. This guy hadn't actually seen Frozen, so he just was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah, my only like the only thing I seen of Frozen was the Honest trailer, and also everything wrong with Frozen.
Okay, well you pretty much watched the film at that point. Have you heard Let It Go at least all the way through?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, you've seen the movie then.
Well, all right, but not all the way through.
This has been Captain and Krooner, and we will hope you have a good day. See ya.